On the Middle East, you said earlier in the week that when friends urge Israel to minimise civilian deaths, Israel needs to listen. Are you seeing that?
What I would again say is we've taken a principled approach since the beginning of this conflict. We have unequivocally condemned Hamas and its acts of terror. We have recognised that in response to that, any state has a right to exercise its self-defence. But we have also said to Israel, and publicly, that how you undertake that matters. Even in war, there are principles and rules which must be followed. And we have advocated consistently for civilian lives to be protected, for humanitarian law to be observed, and we have advocated for restraint. Now, some have chosen to, on either side of this debate, to try and have a political debate about it. But these principles matter to us, and I would say they also matter to Israel as a democracy.
The destruction of the Jabalia refugee camp, it happened as Israel was targeting a Hamas target. Is that reasonable? Is it proportionate in response to the atrocity perpetrated upon Israel and its civilians?
Well, certainly the images out of that attack are very distressing. What I want to keep saying is Australia continues to assert the importance of international humanitarian law. As I said, even in conflict, we have rules that all of us, Israel, Australia, and countries throughout the international community have signed up to, and it is incumbent upon Israel to do all that it can to protect civilian life as it engages militarily.
Reports that Egypt is going to accept up to 400 foreign nationals from Gaza. Is there any word, any update on whether Australians might be in that cohort?
Well, what I would say is that we have consistently advocated for that outcome and for this outcome, as has the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, members of the European Union and countries of the region. And we acknowledge the role that Egypt has played and other states in the region. I spoke 2 nights ago to my Egyptian counterpart. I again pressed the same view, the same request that Australia has at my level and at official level engaged in every day since this conflict began, which is we want to see our Australians out of Gaza. We have 88 Australians and their families. We want to see Australians out of Gaza. We want safe passage. We've called for humanitarian pauses to enable both aid and assistance to get in and also for civilians to get out. We have an obligation as an Australian government to continue to advocate for the safety of Australian citizens, so we do call upon all parties to ensure safe passage for our foreign nationals, our nationals and other civilians.
But no concrete update on whether Australians are in that initial group?
Not as yet, but obviously we'll continue to press for that outcome.
Okay. And are you reading any significance into the fact that the talks, or the phone call between the Prime Minister and Benjamin Netanyahu, it's happened, it took a few weeks to happen. PM's been criticised for the delay, the lack of support for Israel has been the accusation from some in the opposition. Do you read any significance into the fact that it's taken quite a while to happen?
Well, what I read significance into is the opposition's approach to this. I mean, Mr Dutton, in the face of a crisis, in the face of Australians being caught in Gaza, in the face of this current conflict, in the face of the horrific attack by Hamas, in the face of Australians in Lebanon being requested by government, being called on by government to consider leaving. What does he want to do? He wants to find difference and play a bit of domestic politics. That's what I see in this.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong, appreciate your time as always. Talk to you soon.
It's great to speak with you, Kieran.